All right, guys, let's switch gears now and look at this data from the insurance sector. Data recently released by the National Insurance Commission, NICOM, reveals that the nation's insurance sector gross premium has risen to 551.4 billion naira at the end of the second quarter of 2023, as against the 369.2 billion naira at the same time in 2022. Now, analysts say the growth represents an increase of 49% quarter-on-quarter and 77% year-on-year, respectively. According to the latest national account, the sector grew by 7.3% year-on-year, and this compares to growth rate of 8.0% year-on-year and 6.9% year-on-year in the first quarter of 2023 and the second quarter of 2022, respectively. With respect to market size, the sector's total assets increased by 18% year-on-year to 2.7 trillion naira as of second quarter of 2023. Now, how important is this growth to the economy, and how can the nation harness all of the potential the sector has to offer? Dr. Olushola Oluwere, policy analyst and insurance expert, joins us live in the studio. Good morning and thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you. I'm happy to be here this morning.
Yes, always good to have you on the show. Actually, bringing you live physically to the show is a good sign. But let's look at this report saying that the insurance sector has grown by 49%. But we've seen this growth, this double-digit growth in the insurance sector from time to time, and it's looking like, despite all of the macroeconomic challenges, the forex challenge, the the dollar economy, the rising energy prices, despite all of these challenges, the sector is still growing. What would you attribute this growth to?
Okay, thank you very much. This question you've just asked me is something very, very important. And talking about insurance is something that excites me at all times. Looking at finance and economics, and you talk about insurance, it's important to note that insurance is very key to the entire finance sector. And maybe for the last 2 to 3 decades, our focus has always been on banks and capital markets. But here we can see that the consistent growth we're experiencing in the insurance sector means a lot for us to build a robust and a sound economy. And so what is contributing to this, irrespective of the foreign exchange challenges, pandemic, quite a lot of things are happening all over the world. However, we consistently get to see that insurance sector continue to increase by double digits. It means we are gaining more acceptance. People are getting to understand more the role and the relevance of insurance. So it's more penetration that is bringing about this.
So more penetration. But one would wonder what is responsible, because it's not just about, more penetration. We know that's the results we're seeing here. Okay. But what led to this more penetration? Was it as a result of more sensitization? Was it as a result of people now understanding the need for them to insure? Because I know that 10 years back, a few years back from now, it was quite difficult to convince the average Nigerian to buy into the insurance sector.
I agree with you, but let's look at it from this perspective. Nobody planned for the pandemic, and COVID-19 came, and by the time we entered into lockdown in 2020, I think that really made every stakeholder, both the underwriters, the insured themselves, to become more aware that there could be disruption. And so I would say awareness, education, and government involvement in terms of regulation have greatly contributed to whatever we are seeing today. And more importantly, technology have allowed insurance to be able to penetrate much more better. And as a result of the challenges that we have faced in the last 2 to 3 years, it has brought about more new product that has gained more acceptance.
We'll definitely talk about the new products, but let's look at the fact that this total premium income comprised of income generated from life and non-life insurance businesses. Talk to us more about that.
Okay, so really, let's look at insurance from the basis. What is the essence of insurance? Is to mitigate risk, is to make sure that whenever there's any loss or accident, you are able to reposition whether the business or individual to the situation they used to be before the accident would occur. And now, what do you pay for this cover? You pay premium. We are talking about increase in premium here. And so if there is increase in premium, it means generally the number of services, the number of assets, the number of transactions that are being covered has also what? Increased. It means that what people are not aware before that they need to cover in terms of property, in terms of their life, in terms of health, everybody is now taking it more seriously. I'm sure you've seen the penetration more on the HMO side now. Health insurance has now become much more, bigger. Nigerians now know that beyond just motor insurance, we need to do more insurance on our property because, fire incidences happening everywhere. Business being disrupted as a result of this has actually made quite a lot of Nigerians to now know the need to buy insurance cover to be able to take care of this. And then our interest in life assurance has also increased to a reasonable extent, not so much like it is in other part of the world, but to a reasonable extent, we have also started embracing that part of insurance. And these are things that, if cumulated together, has really significantly helped in the increase that we are currently experiencing. And so, when we talk of the premium, like I mentioned, the premium that comes from both life and non-life. In Nigeria, non-life is still what is driving most of the people are buying new cars, new properties, and then there are, importations of goods in, marine insurance, there's goods in transit for all the activities that is going on. So this is what is significantly increasing whatever you are seeing as of now.
Apparently. But this, the non-life business segment increased significantly. That's according to the report. Yeah. For instance, fire insurance was the largest contributor. And I know you mentioned fire, when you were talking earlier. We've had several market fires.
Okay.
Even just in Lagos here, not to talk about states like Oyo, Imo, Abia, that have had issues of fire incidents in the market. How does this play out? Okay,
like we mentioned from get-go, that awareness is increasing.
And sorry to butt in, most of these markets are not insured.
I quite agree with you, but to a reasonable extent, some of the shops and the contents, the owners of those shops actually insured their goods in the store. Maybe the entire market was not insured, but average Nigerians are now well aware that you can cover your goods while they are inside the store. But we need more regulations to be able to push this, to be able to encourage more people to buy into insurance. I'll tell you, we've also, fire is accounting for the majority part of the increase in non-life, but you saw the regulation from NICOM that also mandated the increase in the premium rate for motor insurance, moving it to a 5%, and something that everybody have to get to, accept, has also increased the premium that we get from the motor insurance. So that is one of the reasons why we have experienced an increase in non-life.
So it sounds like for the fire insurance to increase, it was driven by maybe some form of fear of loss.
Yeah, now you get it. Now you get it. Because as Nigerians get to know more,
but is that the right motive? Don't we want to create that understanding or that awareness that I need to insure this because of unforeseen contingencies, not just because I'm afraid of losing my property?
You need to also understand the affordability is also a very big issue. Most businesses in Nigeria are SMEs, and they're still trying to thrive to be able to survive. So getting them to understand the need for them to take insurance as a major risk management technique to be able to build and make sure that they're able to stand strong, is a tough task. But some of them have started to get to us.
So we can start from fear and then we'll get them to understand.
At least we are moving away from the general philosophy that God is my insurance. We are now getting to understand that some things can happen in reality, and then we are putting covers around it.